Ko waira, te tangata tūtū tāu, ka le koa ko hau, ko nui ho, ko nuake. Ko manu, ko weka, ko toroa, ko ruai hona, ko tahinga o te rā. Te nei te maro, ka hurua, huru huru nui no manu no weka. Ka tū tāpori atu, ka tū tāpori mai. A wero noa, tamai tana rākau. Te rākau nā wai, ko te rākau nā ngā tipua. I tiki ngā rā ki rā wāhi he ho mai mō taku waka mua i mihia. Te mata o ngā rākau atu kāriri. Te mata o ngā rākau atu kaniwha, tū kai tāua, whanmo, ko tai mai koutou e ngā toki. Ko te mauri tū, ko te mauri tau, ko te mauri ora, tihei mauri ora. Ko whakapau kōrero te maunga. Ko tarawera ararau te awa. Ko te wai kāmihi te puna wai ora. Ko te ra māpukura, te rangatira. Ko te pau o te rangi tōna taiaha, ko te pari horokaka tōna mere paunama. Ko whāriki te toki, te papa marae, te papa whenua, e tako toma i nei. Ko i rāmoko te marae, ko te paetata tōna tipuna whare. Ko i rāmoko o te whare kai o uta kai o tai. O ngāti awa ki te awa o te atua te iwi, māta atua te waka. Te tauera te hapu koko ia e ara e. Tēnei te tuku atu i ngā kōrero. Mo te ahuatanga o tēnei o tātou marae. I te wā ko pā mai tēnei ma te weri. Ara te mate uruta ki runga kia tāta. Mai te wā i whakatako toti ai, e te mana tū haugora, mo te ahuatanga o ngā marae, mo te ahuatanga o ngā tangihanga, o tira, ko te nuinga o ngā marae, ko katia, i runga, i te māwiwitanga, i runga i te ahuatanga o te mate uru tānei. Tēnei te tuku i te karere, mai oroto, ia te tāwera, mai oroto i tēnei o tātou marae i rāmoko, kei hia te marae nei e tuanga. Me pēnei ake te kōrero, e kore, e kasi, tēnei o tātou marae ki ona marae, huri noa i tēnei rohe, ki ona iwi, huri noa ki tēnei rohe, ki ona hapu, huri noa ki tēnei rohe, o tira ki ona whānau maha, ko tahi mano, e rua rau ngā uri o te tipuna nei ai rāmoko. Hea haimi au katihia tēnei marae. Kei te pai te wahanga ki te kāwanatanga, ko takoto tāna i kōrero tia ai ki a tātau. Hoi anō, kei te kōrero au mo te mana o tōku hapu. Kei a te tāwere, kē te kōrero whakamusunga. Kāre tikāna, mā te tule Pākehā ahau e tohu. Mā te tule Pākehā oku tikanga e whakahaere. Ko hau te mana kōrero, ko hau te mana hei whakatau. No reira, ko i nei te whakatau a te tāwera. Kei te waihotia tēnei o tātou marae kia tuwhera. Ko wai au ki te katsi, te kuaha o tēnei marae o ki o nauri taketake. I tēnei wā, ko patua tātou e te māwiwi tanga kino, hohonura wātu te kino nei o tēnei māwiwi. Mina kei te whakaaro Māori tātou. Ko wā tātou marae hoki te rongoa mo te iwi. Ko wā tātou marae hoki te rongoa mo ngā hapu. Ko i rai whakaaro ai ahau, ke waiho tiai tēnei o tātou marae, ai rāmoko kia tuwhera tia. Ki te ao, ki te motu, ki te rohe, ki tēnei kāinga. Nā te mea, ko i nei te tūhonohonotanga, ahureatanga, te tāweratanga, ngātiawatanga, mātātuatanga. O ia anō te tehi o ngā wahanga, rongoa hei haurai, ngā uri o te tāwera hapu. I te wā, i pā mai ai, tēnei māwiwitanga, ki runga i te ao, ki runga i a tātou o tēnei motu o Aotearoa. Whakapau kōrero is the mountain, tarawera is the river. Te Waikamihi is the healing waters of our people here. Matata is the area. Whāri ki te toki is the name of the land where I am here. Iramoko is the marae. Te Paitata is the meeting house. Te Ramapukura is our paramount chief. Te Pau Te Rangi was his taiaha in ancient times, as was Te Parihorokaka, his mere of Queenstown. Ngāti Awa of Te Awa Teatu are the people, the tribe of this area. Our tribal boundaries extend from Putawaki Mountain all the way to here, to Te Awa Teatu at Matata. Along the coastline, out to Ōwhara to Waihi, Maketu. From inland, our boundaries follow the Punga Kawarua, Te Roto Ehu, Te Roto Mā, to the rolling hills of Kawerau, in particular Maunga Whakamana, to the ancestral mountain Putawaki, back to our river, Te Waikamihi, to our main pā of our chief, Te Ramapukura. This is our isolation area of our tribal boundaries. I'd like to acknowledge the whole isolation kaupapa that's going on right now, this rāhui, this opportunity really to keep ourselves safe. On behalf of Ngāti Awa, ki Te Awa Teatu, on behalf of Te Tāwera and Iramoko Marae, this is also an opportunity, for our families to get to know each other better, for our families to reconnect, for our families to spend quality time, for our families to keep each other safe. And I note that it's going to be a task to keep everyone focused, to keep everyone at home, because we have a natural tendency to want to wander around and go to place. And so this is a time really where we, as Iramoko Marae, want to encourage everyone to really take time out to reflect. And I think that, throughout the world, the COVID-19, mate urota, there's well over 712,000 people who have got this virus, who have been medically identified as having it. So there's a lot of people out there who are carrying the virus. There's over 120,000 that have healing and are coming through the COVID-19 virus and are getting better. But there's also over 40,000 people. That's a lot of people that their lives have been taken in terms of the this virus, this mate taurekareka. So it's something that has never happened before. This for us in this generation. I wanted to say though, in terms of our tribe, Te Tāwera, this is not a new phenomenon to us. There is not a new phenomenon to indigenous peoples throughout the world in terms of the colonisation process in former times, where introduced diseases were brought over to basically wipe out our people. We're still here 200 years after the colonisation experience, and we're going to be here moving into the future as well, and we will overcome this COVID-19. So look, I know there's a lot of people aren't taking this seriously. A lot of people aren't where they should be, applying simple things like washing the hands and washing our tinana and keeping ourselves safe. If we sneeze, cover your face, make sure you don't get droplets over people. Whether it's in the bubble that you're in or your korowai, I call it the sacred korowai, really. It's a sacred place and a sacred space and location, and we've been blanketed with a sacred korowai that's keeping us safe, the protected korowai of Io Te Waiora, the creator of life. So our job is to make sure that everyone is safe in the home, that there's balance in the home, that there's routine. So those that need to manage themselves need to make sure that we have a managed timetable within our homes. That's what we're saying to each of you out there as Te Tāwera, particularly, our 1,200 descendants of Te Tāwera Hapu. We're coming directly to you right now as part of the communication strategy to make sure that Ngāti Awa Whānui is also on full alert. And I'd like to acknowledge Te Tohu o Te Oro Ngāti Awa and doing a fantastic job, Enid and crew, taking our kaumātua packs out. I know that our kaumātua amo haere tangitu fully appreciated the meat, the kai, was lovely prepared, and just the warmth and the caring of love and support that Te Tohu o Te Aroa Ngāti Awa are doing. So it's such a great service. Thank you for making sure that the western boundaries of Ngāti Awa have been included in taking our kaumātua packs out. Look, our kaumātua is so important to us. We know this. This is nothing new to us as tangata whenua, as Māori. Kaumātua are the jawbone of knowledge of our ancestors. Kaumātua are the closest to the Māori of our cultural and spiritual world. So our kaumātua have done their time. Our kaumātua are the wise ones that we look after and admire, and they lead us in our families and our hapu, and where the mana is, the mana of our leaderships and our hapu and our marae. And our kaumātua play a pivotal role in leading and guiding our families. So just acknowledge the most vulnerable. Our rangatahi, look, they say, he tamariki wawa hitaha. Our children are so innovative and excited and want to give a lot of energy to life. It's like a child that breaks calabashes. So you have to be sort of more reserved and more sort of planned in terms of when you're at home, and spending time with your families. So, look, you should have a routine, and, it's about making mum and dad and a cup of tea, making mum and dad, I'm sure they do the dinner and the kai all the time. It's now serving mum and dad and participating and helping with the dishes and, cutting the riwai and not just sitting on the machines and, being on the telephone and, being on Sky and watching things up on the platform here in terms of Facebook. Hey, this is about giving back also, about strengthening our families, because most of the time, from our point of view as Te Tāwera, we have no time to breathe. We have no time to think. We are moving at such a fast pace throughout the world that actually a lot of our time and energy is not at home. Unless you're living like us here on the marae full time. I live at the marae full time with members of our hapu and my whānau. So we do have the time, we do to slow down, to make sure where we are, what we do, where we walk has purpose and meaning. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to really encourage families. This COVID-19 mate uru tā weri nei is not going to be gone overnight. Some people are saying, oh, it's another extension, another week. Well, we're lucky, we're blessed. You know why? We're still alive. You know why? You're not part of the 40,000 throughout the world who's being killed by this virus. Be grateful that we have life, that we have each other, that we should also pause and take time, look out at the sky every night. Go and have a look at the stars. Because you don't actually take time out other than maybe an academic exercise or talking about things in wānanga. But this is now about putting this wānanga kōrero into life, applying it in everyday application and everything, making it relevant to where we live in terms of the beautiful teachings of those who teach us, and the wānanga, and the kōrero, and the history, and the whakapapa, and the waiata, and the kapahaka of our people. The cultural paradigm. This is about shifting and changing things for our families. Without the families, there's no hapu. Without the hapu, there's no iwi o marae. The marae and the hapu are key in terms of our unity and the leadership. The mauri, the pāwhaka wairua, is in our hapu and our marae. But without our whānau, then there's no strong, solid foundation. So Te Tāwera is taking a very strong position that we support the isolation. In fact, we supported, when it first came out about being informed, the COVID-19 that our hapu straight away moved to the safety zone, te taupoki o Rongo Marairoa, the safety zone, te taupoki o Rongo Marairoa. And so that was to ensure that the hui that were happening here, there were, that people would be informed, their names would be written so we knew who was at the marae. We take, as part of the introduction to the marae, safety zones, washing hands, and then during the whole tangihanga, whether it's a tangi or whether it was a hui, part of those processes, we make sure that people are safe. And instead of hunging, kissing and hugging, we had the sign. May the force of creation and life be with you. Something like this, So others had, different moves, whatever you feel like you want to. Sign language, at least, it's all about looking after the mauri, the koha principle is not just about praising the koha and the marae. It's about I share my life force with you, ko I te ha, and you share your life force with me. So it's more about now, let's put this koha into principle and look after and protect one another. And then people will go to the toilets, wash their hands, and then the rest of the hui would happen, keeping sort of 2 meters away from each other in terms of the safety zone. So those things are important and be maintained right throughout the duration while people are on the marae. We acknowledge the tangihanga processes and procedures that have recently been developed by Te Manatū Hauora, and for the national approach, kei te pai tērā. But for the mana Māori, tino rangatiratanga approach, we as the tāwera will take full control, full responsibility in terms of how we deal with it at home. The Crown has a certain obligation, but when it comes to the treaty relationship, we are the treaty partner also. So it's not about dominating and taking full power and control over the tāwera. Kareko. And Ngāti awa ki te awa te atua. Kareko. We will decide how then the implementation of those principles and values under our mana and keeping our people safe in terms of the Māori. You see, the Māori is the principal thing that's important. So the Māori of our tipuna te paitata, the Māori of our tipuna i Rāmoko, the Māori of Ira Tumuana, the Māori of Ira Moko and his wife te paitata, te Ramapukura, the other te tipuna, that energy must also not be cut off and shut off. So we announced today, so we didn't just jump straight into it and make decisions without thinking about it. We've had sort of a couple of weeks to think about what is the best thing to do from a holistic point of view in terms of how we look after and protect the 1,200 descendants of our hapu, and then make our contribution in supporting towards the health of all New Zealanders and the health of all people throughout the world. So the wairu of these tipuna, they live. We can't cut them off. I've never heard of anything like that before. They are there day and night. They are there from the time we wake up to the time that we take our last breath ourselves. So that energy, that spiritual healing and reflection for me is to make sure, as the leader of my people, is to make sure that that spiritual connection is part of the healing of us getting rid of the COVID-19 is a reality in terms of spiritual protection. So the ancestors have mana atua, that will also be part of the healing process. And I'd like to acknowledge President Trump, fully support everything he's doing. I mean, he's just a fantastic leader. The way he approaches it, I mean, we're talking about, 5 million people. I mean, he's talking about nearly 400 million people. The resources that he's putting into it, he's a businessman, But he said, quote, that the spiritual side of us, that he has rabbis and spiritual leaders that provide the spiritual direction that he must take in terms of these matters. And that for me as a tangata whenua, as te tāwera, I haven't heard anyone say that until now. At that level of leadership throughout the world is absolutely heartwarming. To have the spiritual dimension, to have the ancestral and the cultural part of who we are, recognised as part of the overall holistic approach towards the healing of COVID-19. So Donald Trump, if I was in America, you have my vote. I wanted to say that I think you're doing fantastic with the amount of people you have to deal with, the pressure that's on you, the way that you engage your administration and the people, and the fairness of the facts and the information, the openness and the transparency of what's going on is at a very high level, and it's day in and day out. There's this, everything is about the importance of the approach that America takes, that China takes, that Europe takes, and that it's not about just us here in Te Tāwera Hapu. So we have to do what we need to do to make sure that we contribute to the moving forward of having the momentum to ensure that we do achieve that the spiking comes down. So that, we've gone up to over 700 now. That's a lot. When you really look at it, the scheme of things, we're lucky we've only had one that's lost. We've had 8 Māori that were diagnosed with it, now up to 46. So that's still quite a lot, and it's only in a day. So, New Zealanders, we need to be vigilant. Te Tāwera, look, you go out there, you need to wear your masks. You go out there, it's only to, access services that are required, either money from the bank, Te Tāwera, whether it's getting supplies and food, filling up your car. Other than that, get home. Don't go around and start going down and doing things that you shouldn't do. I would encourage, if it's going to pray, if it's a sacred site or somewhere special as a family, I encourage that. That if there's a sacred river that you want to put the water over you to be part of that holistic process and approach, do it. Find that place that's going to help you and your family spiritually sort of heal. Because if you can't heal at the whānau level, how can we heal at the hapu level? How can we heal at the marae level and the iwi? How then can we have a true holistic approach in terms of how we heal and support the world? This is the universal family now. It's not just about Te Tāwera Hapu. But we will take full responsibility of how we approach and implement the policies of Tangihanga here. So our marae is not going to be closed down. Everyone else is just that's closed down. That's fine. That's their mana and their right to do so. The marae is always here and it's open. We are in the most isolated place here in the Manawahia Hills. We hardly see anybody. So, I'm just letting you know, there's hardly anyone here want to come and visit and wave, and we're here. And anyone needs any support, we're here. If anyone needs any karakia, we're here. If anyone needs uplifting and self-esteem building, because there's a lot of issues that are occurring with some in terms of self-esteem, in terms of access to money, in terms of the jobs, because there's no jobs right now. There's a lot of food issues. We need to help and support each other with this really important pandemic that's hit throughout the world. So if we have a tangihanga, the marae must stay open for us, because if I die tomorrow, I'm here. So, I can't go anywhere else. I live here full time. So the marae will stay open. And those of us that live here, I don't live here alone. They're my family and hapu members of Te Tāwera, Ngāti Awa ki Te Awa o Te Atua, that are here as well. So if the if the person that dies from our hapu has COVID-19, this is how it will go. They will come home, they will be accorded the proper traditional pohiri and all the rituals that will go with it. But we advise that the coffin will stay closed throughout that process in terms of safety. If it's someone with COVID-19, throughout that whole moment of tangi, we must take precautions and be safe. So the mask and gloves, those sorts of things, particularly because of the virus will still be within the coffin. So the ancestral karanga will be performed. I mean, we need to give, as in life, respect, love and care. Also in exiting life, we must give love and care also, and allow our people the dignity to have their final journey done with mana, with tikanga of our people of Te Tāwera. It won't be a 3-day tangihanga, it will only be half a day, and then from there they'll be buried. So we have 4 urupa. So this will happen in consultation with the hapu leaders, and consultation also, more importantly, with the whānau. At that time, our job is to support the whānau in the time of loss. If it's a normal tangi, again, we will consult with the family. When people arrive, there'll be a full briefing in terms of the COVID-19. There'll be policies that we are in the process now of developing right now that will ensure that we maintain safety is paramount in terms of people coming back home. But also it's paramount that people get an opportunity to come home and also being able to go through their cultural tikanga in terms of farewelling them, to rest and to go to God, and to rest and go to our ancestors. So that's official announcement from me as the chairman of Iramoko Marae, Te Tāwera Hapu, and Ngāti Awa ki Te Aroa Te Atua. We send our love and support to you all. At this time, everyone needs to stay unified. Everyone needs to stay together. I'd like to acknowledge all those that are doing karakia. Every karakia counts. You know, it's quite amazing, isn't it, that 90% of our lives, we don't do karakia. It's only like we have grace or go to church on the Sunday. But it's lovely to see that the spiritual importance of what's happening is now coming to the forefront. So be strong, kia kaha. You know, it's not about how many people are doing the karakia. Even if it's just one-on-one, it's God can hear you. That's all you need to be accountable for. Every karakia will help save somebody. Will help save you and me. All of us are at risk in terms of this pandemic. Nō reira, wēnei kōrero wēnei. Mai o roto i tōku hapu, mai o roto i tōku iwi a Ngāti Awa ki Te Aroa Te Atua nei ngā whakatau. I te peremia, Jacinda Ardern, kia mōhio ai koe. Nei te whakatau o tēnei o ngā hapu o ngā marae. E pāna ki ngā tikanga whakahaere hui, whakahaere tūpāpaku. Mo te wā, e pā mai ana tēnei mate uru tākirunga kia tata. O reira, noho ake, kia kaha, kia toa, kia maia, kia manawa nui, huri raunga i tō tātou marae i rā moko, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.